March 15th, 44 BC, 10:30 in the morning, Rome. Julius Caesar stands in his bedroom. His hands adjust the purple folds of his toga. Outside, the temperature is 65 degrees. The sky is clear, a perfect day. What Caesar doesn't know is that 60 senators are waiting for him at the Theater of Pompey. Each one is carrying a dagger, 8 inches long, sharp enough to puncture a lung in one thrust, hidden beneath their togas. They've been planning this for 3 months, every detail rehearsed, every escape route blocked, the kill zone prepared. In exactly 57 minutes, Julius Caesar will be stabbed 23 times by his own friends. Among them is Marcus Junius Brutus, the man Caesar pardoned after civil war, the man he promoted above all others, the man he treats like a son. Today, that trust will cost Caesar his life. His wife begged him not to go. She had a nightmare at 3 a.m. She saw Caesar's murdered body in her arms. Blood everywhere. A teacher will try to warn him. He's written down every conspirator's name on a scroll. Caesar will take the scroll. He won't read it. A soothsayer will tell him, "The Ides of March have come, but they have not yet gone." Caesar will laugh, and in 57 minutes, he'll be dead. We reconstructed the final 24 hours to show you exactly how it happened, the conspiracy that took months to plan, the moment 60 senators surrounded him with daggers, the second Brutus looked into his eyes and drove a blade into his chest. Very few assassinations have changed history like this one, because when Caesar died at 11:27 a.m., the Roman Republic died with him. And from his blood, an empire was born that would rule for 500 years. But to understand why 60 senators wanted him dead, we need to go back 8 years, back to when Caesar was just another politician drowning in debt, back to before he became the most hated man in Rome. 58 BC, northern Italy. Julius Caesar is 42 years old when he marches north with 4 Roman legions. He's never won a major battle. He's drowning in debt from bribes and political campaigns. But he's been given command of Gaul, the wildlands covering modern France, Belgium, and Germany. What happens next changes Rome forever. For 8 years, Caesar's legions sweep through Gaul like wildfire. Village after village burns. Tribe after tribe falls. 1 million Gauls are killed. Another million sold into slavery. Entire cultures erased from history. Caesar writes the reports himself, carefully spinning each massacre as defensive warfare. Rome protecting civilization from barbarian hordes. The Senate eats it up. The people chant his name in the streets. His soldiers worship him like a god. And Caesar becomes richer than anyone in Rome, financing his army with mountains of Gallic gold. But the Senate is watching, and they're terrified. They see Caesar build the most loyal, most battle-hardened army Rome has ever seen. They watch him win victory after impossible victory. At Alesia in 52 BC, Caesar traps 80,000 Gallic warriors inside a fortress while fighting off a relief army of 250,000 outside. Against odds of 3-1, he wins. The senators realize Caesar is becoming more powerful than Rome itself. In 50 BC, the Senate orders Caesar to disband his army and return to Rome as a private citizen. It's a trap. Without his legions, Caesar will be arrested and executed for crimes committed during his political career. Caesar has 2 choices: obey and die, or cross the Rubicon River with his army and declare war on Rome. January 10th, 49 BC, the Rubicon River, dawn. Caesar stands at the water's edge with his 13th legion behind him. Roman law is absolute. Any general who crosses this river with an army commits treason punishable by death. Caesar pauses. His officers wait in silence. The entire future of Rome hangs in the balance. Then Caesar speaks 4 words that will echo for 2,000 years. Alea iacta est. The die is cast. His legions cross. Civil war erupts. For 4 years, Caesar chases his enemies across the Mediterranean. His legions march so fast that Italian cities surrender without fighting. Pompey the Great flees to Greece. The Senate follows. In 48 BC, Caesar defeats Pompey at Pharsalus. Pompey escapes to Egypt, where the young pharaoh Ptolemy XIII has him murdered, hoping to win Caesar's favor. When Caesar arrives in Alexandria, Ptolemy presents him with Pompey's severed head as a gift. Caesar weeps. Pompey had been his ally, his friend, his son-in-law. But Caesar doesn't weep for long. He takes control of Egypt. He installs Cleopatra as queen and becomes her lover. Then he continues his campaign, crushing the last resistance in Africa and Spain. By 45 BC, every enemy is dead. Rome belongs to Caesar. But instead of restoring the Republic, Caesar becomes a king in everything but name. He has himself appointed dictator for life. He puts his face on Roman coins, something reserved for gods and dead heroes. He sits on a golden throne in the Senate. He wears purple, the color of royalty. He accepts divine honors. He renames the month of Quintilis after himself, Julius. July. The senators watch in horror. For 500 years, Rome has been a republic. The word rex, king, is the worst insult you can call a Roman. Now Caesar is bringing back monarchy. And there's nothing they can do to stop him. Or is there? Late 45 BC, a private villa in Rome, midnight. Two senators meet in secret. Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus. Cassius speaks in whispers. The walls have ears. Cassius fought for Pompey. Caesar pardoned him, but Cassius has never forgotten. He's watched Caesar destroy everything Rome stands for. He's watched the Republic crumble into dictatorship. But Cassius knows killing Caesar alone won't work. They need the right man to lead the conspiracy. Someone Caesar trusts completely. Someone whose name would legitimize the murder. They need Brutus. Marcus Junius. Brutus is descended from the legendary founder of the Roman Republic who overthrew the last king 500 years ago. That name carries weight. More importantly, Brutus is known throughout Rome as a man of absolute honor. But there's a problem. Brutus loves Caesar. Despite fighting for Pompey, Caesar pardoned him, promoted him, made him governor of provinces, treated him like family. Rumors even whisper that Brutus is Caesar's illegitimate son, born from Caesar's decades-long affair with Brutus's mother, Servilia. Whether or not that's true, Caesar treats Brutus like the son he never had. So Cassius begins a months-long campaign of psychological warfare. Night after night, he whispers in Brutus's ear. He reminds him of his ancestor who freed Rome from tyranny. He asks, "Would your ancestor accept a king?" Cassius arranges for fake letters to appear at Brutus's house. "Brutus, are you sleeping while Rome suffers? Your ancestor killed a tyrant. What will you do?" The letters are written by Cassius himself, but Brutus doesn't know that. Slowly, painfully, the question takes root. What matters more? His love for Caesar or his love for Rome? December 44 BC. Brutus makes his choice. He will kill his friend to save the Republic. With Brutus on board, the conspiracy explodes. One senator tells another. Another tells three more. Each man swears an oath with his hand on a dagger. The conspiracy grows to 60 senators. Decimus Brutus, one of Caesar's most trusted generals. Trebonius, who fought alongside Caesar in Gaul for 8 years. Tullius Cimber, personally appointed governor by Caesar. 60 senators, 60 daggers, one target, no written records, no names on paper. Everything through whispered conversations in private rooms and coded messages at public events. They choose the date, March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March. The location, the Theater of Pompey. The Senate is scheduled to meet there that day, perfect location. Caesar can't bring armed guards into the Senate chamber. He'll be vulnerable, alone. The plan is simple. During the session, Tullius Cimber will approach Caesar with a fake petition. When Caesar refuses, Cimber will grab his toga. That's the signal. The conspirators will surround him and strike together. Each man will stab Caesar so they all share equal guilt. But first, they need to make absolutely certain Caesar shows up. March 14th, 44 BC, 8 p.m., Caesar's villa. Caesar reclines at dinner with his friend Marcus Lepidus. Wine flows, conversation is light. Then someone asks a question that will haunt history. What is the best kind of death? Caesar doesn't hesitate. A sudden one. The dinner ends at 10 p.m. Lepidus leaves. Caesar walks to his bedroom, where his wife Calpurnia is already asleep. Meanwhile, across the city, 60 senators are making final preparations. Daggers are sharpened on whetstones, escape routes memorized, alibis rehearsed. The trap is set. Caesar climbs into bed beside Calpurnia. Within minutes, he's asleep. But Calpurnia isn't. 3 a.m. Calpurnia wakes up screaming. She's had a nightmare. She dreamed she was holding Caesar's murdered body, blood pouring from his wounds. She dreamed the pediment of their house was collapsing, crushing everything beneath it. Caesar tries to comfort her. It's just a dream, nothing more. But Calpurnia can't shake it. The images are too vivid, too real. At dawn, around 6 a.m., she begs Caesar not to go to the Senate. She tells him about the nightmare. She reminds him of the recent omens that have terrified Rome: lightning striking the temple of Jupiter, animals found without hearts during sacrifices, a soothsayer stopping Caesar in the street 3 weeks ago, warning, "Beware the Ides of March." Caesar is a rational man. He's fought in battles across 3 continents. He's crossed the Rubicon and conquered Rome itself. He doesn't believe in omens and nightmares, but he loves his wife. 9:30 a.m., Caesar makes a decision. He'll stay home. He'll send Mark Antony to dismiss the Senate meeting. Meanwhile, at the Theater of Pompey, 60 senators are waiting. Each one has a dagger hidden in the folds of his toga. Each one is sweating despite the cool morning air. Then word arrives. Caesar isn't coming. Panic spreads through the conspirators. Months of planning wasted. And worse, if Caesar learns about the plot, they'll all be executed for treason. Their families destroyed. Their names erased from history. Cassius looks at Brutus. Brutus looks at Decimus. They need someone Caesar trusts completely. Someone who can change his mind. Decimus Brutus volunteers. I'll bring him. 10:15 a.m. Decimus arrives at Caesar's villa. He finds Caesar already dressed, preparing to send the dismissal message. Decimus acts shocked, offended even. You're not coming to the Senate, but they're waiting for you. They're planning to officially offer you the crown today. Caesar waves him off. My wife had a nightmare. The omens are bad. I'm staying home. Decimus leans in closer. His voice drops. With respect, Caesar, if you don't show up, they'll say you're controlled by your wife's dreams. They'll say the great Julius Caesar, conqueror of Gaul, is afraid of the dark. Caesar's face hardens. His pride is wounded. He's conquered 3 continents. He's crossed the Rubicon. He's defeated Pompey. And people will think he's afraid of a nightmare? Decimus presses his advantage. At least come and dismiss them yourself. Look them in the eye. Tell them you'll reconvene another day. Don't send a message like a coward. The word hangs in the air. Coward. It's perfect manipulation. Caesar's ego can't resist. 10:30 a.m. Caesar makes his final decision. He kisses Calpurnia goodbye. He tells her he'll be back in a few hours. He walks out the door with Decimus at his side, heading straight into the trap. 10:35 a.m. Caesar and Decimus walk through Rome's crowded streets. Citizens bow as Caesar passes. Veterans salute. Children run alongside, trying to touch the hem of his purple toga. Everything seems normal, just another day in Rome. As they walk, a Greek philosophy teacher named Artemidorus pushes desperately through the crowd. He's discovered the conspiracy. He's spent all night writing down every name on a scroll. Caesar, Artemidorus shouts, read this immediately. It concerns you personally. Your life depends on it. But Caesar is surrounded by people handing him petitions and requests, hundreds of hands reaching out. He takes the scroll from Artemidorus but doesn't open it. He'll read it later, after the Senate meeting. Artemidorus tries again, frantic now. Please, Caesar, read it now, before you enter. But the crowd is too thick. Guards push Artemidorus back, thinking he's just another desperate citizen begging for favors. The warning never reaches Caesar's eyes. The scroll stays rolled up in his hand. They continue walking. 10:50 a.m., near the Theater of Pompey. Caesar encounters the soothsayer who had warned him 3 weeks earlier. The old man who said, "Beware the Ides of March." Caesar is in good spirits now. He smiles. He jokes. "The Ides of March have come, old man, and I'm still standing." The soothsayer doesn't smile back. His eyes are hollow, haunted. "Yes, Caesar, they have come, but they have not yet gone." Caesar laughs and continues walking. The soothsayer watches him disappear into the crowd. 11 a.m. Caesar arrives at the Theater of Pompey. The massive building looms ahead. Around 200 senators are already inside, waiting. Mark Antony, Caesar's bodyguard and most loyal general, walks at Caesar's side, but as they approach the entrance, Trebonius, one of the conspirators, intercepts him. "Antony, I need to speak with you about the eastern provinces. It's urgent, military matters." Antony hesitates. He glances at Caesar. "Go," Caesar says. "I'll be fine." It's the last piece of the trap. Antony stops outside the hall, distracted by conversation. Caesar walks through the entrance, alone. 11:05 a.m. Caesar enters the Senate hall. Senators bow as he passes. He walks to his golden chair at the front. He sits down. The meeting begins. Routine business is discussed. Caesar listens, occasionally commenting. Meanwhile, 60 men positioned around the room are sweating, hearts pounding. Each one has a dagger hidden in his toga. Some have practiced the exact angle to strike. Others are terrified. 15 minutes pass. 11:20 a.m. Cassius gives the signal, a subtle nod. Tullius Cimber approaches Caesar. He kneels, presenting a petition to recall his exiled brother. "Please, Caesar, bring him home." Caesar waves him off. "I've already decided. The answer is no." Cimber doesn't leave. He grabs Caesar's toga, pulling at it. "Please, reconsider." Caesar is annoyed. "What are you doing? This is violence." It's the signal. Conspirators rush forward, surrounding Caesar. Casca strikes first. He lunges with his dagger at Caesar's neck. The blade glances off. It's barely a scratch. Caesar spins, grabbing Casca's arm. He's 55 but still a soldier. His instinct is to fight. "Casca, you villain, what are you doing?" Casca screams, "Brothers, help!" And then the daggers come from everywhere. Cassius stabs Caesar in the face. The blade slices his cheek, spraying blood across the marble floor. Decimus stabs his ribs. The blade punctures lung tissue. Caesar gasps, choking. Another conspirator strikes his thigh. The dagger severs muscle. Caesar's leg buckles. Another blade in his back, another in his shoulder, another in his chest. Blood pours from his wounds. His white toga turns crimson. He fights like a cornered animal, punching, kicking, trying to run. But the conspirators form a wall. Every direction he turns, another dagger strikes. 6 times, 10 times, 15 times. His vision blurs. His lungs fill with blood. He can't breathe, can't see, can't think. And then he sees him, Marcus Junius Brutus, standing in front of him, dagger in hand. For a moment, they lock eyes. Caesar's face shows not fear, but heartbreak. Brutus steps forward. He plunges his dagger into Caesar's groin. Caesar stops fighting. According to historian Suetonius, he speaks in Greek. "Kai su, teknon, you too, child?" The betrayal breaks him. He pulls his blood-soaked toga over his head, a final gesture of dignity. If he's going to die, he won't let them see his face. He collapses at the base of Pompey's statue. The conspirators keep stabbing. Even though he's clearly dying, they keep plunging their daggers into his body. Each man wants his blade to draw blood. Equal guilt. By the time they stop, Caesar has been stabbed 23 times. 11:27 a.m. Julius Caesar dies on the floor of the Senate, betrayed by the men he called friends. For 10 seconds, the Senate is silent. 60 men stand in a circle, daggers dripping blood. Then reality hits. Senators not part of the conspiracy scramble for exits, terrified they're next. Screams echo through the halls. People run through Rome's streets shouting that Caesar is dead. The conspirators try to maintain order. Brutus raises his bloody dagger. "People of Rome, we've killed a tyrant. The Republic is saved. But the people aren't celebrating. They're terrified. The conspirators march toward the Forum, daggers still in hand, shouting about liberty. They expect cheers. Instead, closed doors. Silent streets. The people loved Caesar. They don't see liberators. They see murderers. Meanwhile, at Caesar's house, servants have carried his body home. Calpurnia cradles her husband's corpse, just like her nightmare. The blood-soaked toga is laid out. The 23 wounds are counted. Mark Antony goes into hiding, expecting to be killed next. But the conspirators made a fatal mistake. They killed Caesar, but not his supporters. 2 days later, Caesar's will is read. He's left 300 sesterces to every citizen. His gardens will become public parks. The people are stunned by his generosity. Their grief turns to rage. The conspirators realize killing Caesar didn't restore the Republic. It created a martyr. March 20th, 44 BC. Caesar's funeral in the Forum. Tens of thousands pack the streets. Mark Antony gives the eulogy. He's a masterful speaker. He stands beside Caesar's body, placed on a gilded couch for all to see. Antony begins by praising the conspirators. He calls them honorable men. Then he holds up Caesar's blood-soaked toga. He points to each tier. This wound was Cassius, this one, Casca, and this, through the heart, this was Brutus, whom Caesar loved like a son. The crowd murmurs. Anger spreads. Antony reads the will again. The money, the land, Caesar's victories. Then, I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. It's manipulation, perfection. The crowd erupts, riots explode. People build a funeral pyre in the Forum. They place Caesar's body on top. They set it ablaze. Then they hunt for the conspirators. Brutus and Cassius flee Rome that night. They'll never return. But the Republic is already dead. 3 men seize power: Mark Antony, Lepidus, and Caesar's 19-year-old adopted heir, Octavian. They form the Second Triumvirate. Their first act: compile a death list. Thousands are executed. In 42 BC, Brutus and Cassius raise armies. They face Antony and Octavian at Philippi in Greece. They lose. Cassius commits suicide on the battlefield. Brutus runs onto his own sword. His last words: "O wretched virtue, you were but a name." Every single one of the 60 conspirators dies within 3 years. Not one escapes. But the real victim isn't the conspirators. It's the Republic. For 13 years after Caesar's death, Rome tears itself apart in civil war. Antony allies with Cleopatra in Egypt. Octavian raises legions in Rome. In 31 BC, Octavian wins at Actium. Antony and Cleopatra commit suicide. Octavian becomes sole ruler. But he's smarter than Caesar. He doesn't call himself dictator. He doesn't wear a crown. He takes a humble title, Augustus. He claims he's restoring the Republic. He lets the Senate meet. But everyone knows, Augustus has absolute power. In 27 BC, the Roman Republic officially ends. The Roman Empire begins, and it will last for 500 years. All because 60 senators stabbed one man on the Ides of March. Julius Caesar's assassination is the most famous political murder in history, but Brutus was right about one thing. Caesar really was destroying the Republic. He just didn't realize killing him would make everything worse, because Caesar's death proved the Republic was already dead. Rome needed an emperor. Brutus thought he was saving Rome. In reality, he was just speeding up the inevitable. The greatest irony? Caesar's adopted son Augustus became everything Caesar wanted to be. He ruled for 40 years. He transformed Rome into the greatest empire the world had ever seen. And he did it all in Caesar's name. Today, July is named after Julius. The word Caesar became the word for emperor, Kaiser in German, Tsar in Russian. Even in death, Caesar won. On March 15th, 44 BC, Marcus Junius Brutus plunged a dagger into the man he loved like a father. He thought he was saving the Roman Republic. Instead, he killed it, and from its corpse, an empire was born. If you want to see what happens when another powerful man tries to escape execution, a lord who was condemned to die in the Tower of London's dungeon, surrounded by 15-foot thick walls designed to make escape impossible. Watch this video next.